how do we get into a bottle of wine, right? The cork doesn't magically come out of it. So what we have here today, I brought just a small selection of what I feel is in everybody's cabinet. Now, whether you know how to use it or not, for example, the lovely Osso, which we have talked about before, it's a 2-prong wine key. I don't recommend this. If you have things like this, granted, a little bit better than easier to use than the Osso. You have this, which is very creative. This is Carol Shelton gave me this wine key because it doesn't have a wine blade on it. She can take it on airplanes when she goes on flights, and it has this little foil cutter as well. Again, straightforward. The ones that I prefer to use are these guys right here. They're a 2-stage wine opener. You see that? And you see this piece right here? And basically, it's about, for those of you that are motorheads, you know how important torque is, right? Well, it's the same idea when you're trying to pull a cork out of a wine bottle without tearing up the cork itself. You need the torque because this has been shoved down in here, and who knows how long it's been in there as well, right? So the idea is that, you know, you have what I consider the best version of what they call a worm, is a Teflon coated worm, because it slides right down into the middle of the cork very easily, so that you can get, so you can get it out of the bottle. You then take it. You have your first stage, you have your second stage, and voila, you're opening a bottle of wine. So now I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna open up a bottle of Super Tuscan. Why? It's just kind of a Super Tuscan type day. So I like to open a bottle of wine underneath the lid. It's traditional. Back in the day, it represented safety because these foils were made out of lead and you didn't want the lead coming in contact with the liquid into the glass. Nowadays, we don't do that, obviously. And a lot of people open it up on the top. I'm a traditionalist. I've been a sommelier forever. I can't help it. This is how I open a bottle of wine. So those of you out there that are watching this, you don't have to do this. It just looks cleaner when you do it. So you go under, as I present it to a guest, for example, I'm always want the label out first, and I'm on the right-hand side of the person that ordered the wine, right? So we present the bottle of wine, you always tell them, Croniello, you always talk about Super Tuscan 2022, just to make sure that you both, it's a business transaction, right? So we wanna make sure that we're on the same page. This is what you've ordered, this is what I'm bringing to the table for you, I'm gonna open it, this is what you're gonna drink. Just wanna make sure that we have every opportunity to say, I don't think I ordered that, I ordered something else. So again, communication is key. So we go underneath the lip, flip the wine key around, and that is trash that goes into your pocket. Back in the day, we used to put it on the table and then we'd make these little fancy little wine cork holders, and we don't do it anymore. So the idea too, when you want to open up a bottle of wine, if you notice the cork here, I don't know if you can see the grain of the cork here, is that you want to take your wine key and go right down the center, just like that. It's important to center because if you don't hit the center of the wine, of the cork, chances are you're going to damage it. Now this happens to be a newer release, so chances are the cork is going to help us because it's going to be a newer cork. So again, we talk about that first stage, right? So there's that first stage where we talk about we get the torque. You have to hold it with your finger. I always use this part of where the thumb and the forefinger, and you just pull it straight up like so. Then we have our second version. Always present the cork with your guest. Then we pour. My favorite part. So the sound, my two favorite sounds are something sizzling on a grill or in a pan, and this sound right here. I don't know if you can pick this up. I'll try to. Hell yeah. That's the sound I'm talking about. So that the way that the wine pours into a nice, proper glass. And as you see what I'm doing here, I'm kind of swirling it around. This wine has been corked up forever. Oxygen is your friend when you're drinking. It's not necessarily your friend when you're aging because it can cause oxidation. We want oxidation to volatilize the esters, which is it's a bougie word for basically bringing up the aromas to the surface. So I like to kind of give it a little spin. You can do. A friend of mine, Jesse Rodriguez, very talented sommelier. He slaps it around the glass. I don't know how he does it without spilling it everywhere, but it's all personal preference. Give it a smell. Wine's made of fruit, it should taste like fruit. If it doesn't, then chances are you might have a problematic bottle. And again, talk to your wine steward. If you're not in the right spot that someone's gonna walk you through this and you're trying to enjoy wine, you need to go somewhere else. I keep saying that because it's important. And there you have it. Very dry, nice dried fruits to it. A little bit of It's like a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of dried cherry. Absolutely delicious. Cabernet based, super Tuscan, delicious.